All right. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's coaching call. I'm coming to you live from Navaisha in Kenya. For those of you who I was talking to before, I'm here doing multiple things, but really preparing for our Standout Women's Leadership Program next year in April. So I'm checking out a few hotels that we're considering to host our 3-day residential program April 23rd to 26th. I know some of you are so familiar with Standout and some of you are not. But this is part of the background work that I like to do to make sure we're choosing a venue that really reflects the goals of the program. So I'm not in Ghana today, as you can probably tell, but I am very honored and very privileged that we have my former coach and dear friend and partner, Dion Johnson, with us today. She is someone I have really come to value and appreciate for a couple of reasons. Number one, in a dark season of my life, I felt like God ushered me to her to be coached and helped to be ushered into this new stage where many of you are benefiting from me in a new and improved way because of the work that I had the opportunity of doing directly with her. Since the coaching relationship, Dion and I have also partnered to support many of the women in Leading Ladies Network and through the Standout Women's Leadership Program. So Dion has been to Ghana as my guest twice already over the past year. We hosted our executive strategy retreat together in November 2024. And in June this year, she was back in Ghana with me for our Standout Women's Leadership Program. So she's someone I value deeply because she has such a unique gift to coach, to counsel, but to also offer spiritual support and nurturing. And for all of you who are in this community, when you applied for this module on recalibration and vision setting, you all echoed this one thing that your faith in God, your spirituality plays such an important role in how you see your life evolving. And that's why I'm very deliberate about who I'm bringing into this space, people who have that shared sense of faith and spirituality. And Dion lives it. She breathes it. She's, someone who I believe carries a very strong prophetic grace. She has the ability to discern and to help you see through the darkness when you're in seasons of cloudiness. And she did that in my life. And I've witnessed her do this in the lives of the women that we've co-supported together. So it gives me a lot of pleasure to bring her into this space because, as I've explained to her, over the past, I believe we're in week 7, if I'm not mistaken, of our 10 weeks together. And over these weeks, we've been talking about these two words, recalibration and vision setting, in preparation to enter 2026. And in the early weeks, we did a baseline assessment to get a sense of where everyone is. I asked each of you to choose some descriptive words to describe your 2026 prophetically. And we've also been unpacking how to practically take a vision and break it down into something that we can measure and keep ourselves accountable to. Over this 7 weeks we've had together, we've also paired ourselves with accountability partnerships, all to keep us moving inch by inch to the goals that we all have set for ourselves. So, Dion, this group of women, 7 in number, have said yes to this 10-week journey that will be ending, this month in December before the main holidays. And, this community, Elevate, is really my space where women who want to learn and grow with me and be accountable and vulnerable with me have said yes to come into. Two of the women in this community, Dion, you probably already know because you met them through the Standout Women's Leadership Program. But since it's such a small community, I do think we should give space for them to introduce themselves and then allow you to introduce yourself before we get into the meat of today's session. I know this time is tricky for some
Mhm,
people because they're on the road driving home
mhm.
from work. So if you're unable to unmute, feel free to introduce yourself in the chat box. But if you are, do give us your video, say a quick hello to Dion as you introduce yourself. So that's the broad intro I'm bringing to prepare us all for what I believe is going to be an impactful session led by my friend, my coach, and partner, Dion Johnson. Dion is Jamaican and British, based in the UK, and I think she truly is a gift to humanity. And her unique call and purpose really is to unlock and unblock us as women. She believes that this is a season where women are called to their highest expression of themselves. And I believe God is using her to issue the call and to do it uniquely and boldly. So, without further ado, I'll hand over to her to invite each of you to intro and then allow her to intro herself and guide us through today's session. I will go off camera and I will give the um, the hosting rights to Dion as well. So if she needs to share anything digitally or share a screen, she can. Mind you, I'm in a rural part of Kenya, so if my connection drops, that is why. But Dion, I am honored that you said yes to join this group today. Can you help me welcome Dion officially with some virtual hand claps if you are able, wherever
Welcome,
you
Dion.
are? Welcome, 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 Dion.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much, Yawa. You know, I got a little emotional listening to you talk about me and about us because truly you were a gift to me. That I want you to know that I met you at a time when I was being called to up my game in terms of how I serve women. I was being called to reveal, to dare, to show up with my peculiarities, my nuanced way of being in the world, and so you were a huge gift to me. You are a huge gift to me. I consider you a sister. I consider you a friend. I consider you a partner, not just in business, but in life. And so I honor you. And so when the invitation came to be with you tonight, it was an easy yes. So I want to say hi to everyone that's here tonight. Have we got a full house? It looks like one, two, three. Yeah, well, I know that it's an evening time where you are, and I know that it's everyone's doing different things, getting home from work, putting the children, giving the children dinner, sorting out the house and stuff. So I'm really honored that you would take the time to be here. In fact, when I was talking with Yawa, even just last earlier on this year, she told me about her group Elevate, and she told me about how dear it is to her heart. So I know that I am in company of people that Yawa really cares about. I've heard about your brilliance. I've heard about all the wonderful things that you're doing. But I would love to get to know you a little bit more personally myself. So can I ask that if you can, I'd love to see your face on the camera. I'd love to see you smile and encouraging. I would love to see your facial expressions as we go through the conversation this evening. We've got about an hour together. We are going to be talking about recalibration, which I found that topic yesterday, and I'm very excited to share my ideas around that. And my vision for today is that we're going to be co-creating a space. We're going to be interacting. We're going to be co-creating a space. But the real objective of today is for you to have some sacred time to connect with yourself, to deeply hear yourself in perhaps a way that in our busy world, at such a busy time as this, at this time of the day in the evening, we don't usually gift ourselves this space where we can talk to ourselves and hear ourselves speak at a deep level. I really want you to leave here today having gained powerful insights, even if it's just one powerful insight, a new perspective, a fresh realization um, that will help you to really shape 2026, how you step into it and how you go through it and beyond. Later on in the session, I've got four very powerful questions that I really want to present to you, that I think will help you to do that, to step into 2026 much clearer, much more focused, much more ready to create what it is that you are here to create at such a time as this. But like Yawa said, I really want to get to know who I'm talking to. So it would be great if you would unmute yourselves and introduce yourselves to me so that I can know who's in the room. Thank you, Rufara.
Hey Dion, good evening and good evening, Yawa as well. I thought I might as well start. So I'm Rufaro, you can call me Rufi. I'm a wife, a mother. Currently, I'm a humanitarian worker, so I'm currently based in South Africa, in Somalia rather. Born in Zimbabwe, South Africa is home. And yeah, I've really been journeying with Yawa for the past just over a year now. I think we first connected in South Africa in Johannesburg last year in September. And for me, it was really a Kairos moment, life changing. I was actually sharing with my husband just now how much I've changed in the past year, just being connected with like minded people and someone who I can really aspire. I'm inspired. Every day I'm motivated to push myself more. And I've been really doing some things I never expected that would come from me. It's like I feel much bolder just being part of this community. So it's really an honor to have you. I think it's a massive privilege for you, for us to have you. We've heard a lot about you. Yeah, I was always talking about you. So yeah, so for me, really, I was like, I have to make sure my schedule is clear for tonight. I'm fully present. It's a bit late where I am, but really it's great to be on board. Thank you.
Thanks so much. And I love that you're a humanitarian leader. I actually think that humanitarianism should be a mandatory requirement for leaders and leadership at such a time as this. You know, we think of you when we think of humanitarian, we think of that kind of work, you know, that kind of work with the most needy. We think of the work with NGOs and charities. But I actually think humanitarianism is something that we need in the private sector. Humanitarianism is something that we need across leadership, across the world. So I salute you and your wonderful pioneering, trailblazing work. Thank you so much, Ruthie. Who's next?
Okay, so my name is Nane. I'm originally from Ghana, but I'm currently based in the United States. I'm a caregiver, and I'm in banker, now a caregiver. And it's been an insightful journey. I'm learning a lot and looking forward to learning more. Yeah, thank you.
I think I've seen you online, and yeah, just a very special place in my heart for carers. I cared for my grandmother for 7 years before she died at the age of 100, and I know what it is to be caring and caring and called for leadership beyond the caring. So special place in my heart. Big up to you. And thank you for being here tonight. So do I call you Nana or Aqua?
Okay, there's another Nana, so call me Aqua. So that
Okay.
yeah,
Wonderful.
Aquia.
Aqua. Aqua. Aquia.
Yeah,
Say
thank
it
you.
again. Let me just hear it one more time.
Okay, so I have an English name is Golda to make it easier for you.
No. Let's. You don't have to make it easier. And that's let me just pull you up right there. No more making it easier for people. No more making it easier for people. You have right to take up room and expect for us to make way for you. Like, let us do the stretch. So tell me your name one more time. That's you could just go home now. Like that, I believe, is a word for you today. Tell me one more time how to say your name.
Aquia.
Equia. Okay.
Thank you.
I really feel like that's a word for you. Like that's not just a throwaway statement. I really feel that there is a requirement for you to think about all the ways that you minimize yourself to make it easier for people.
Yeah.
Thank you. Who else is here? Gina, you're muted.
Okay. Hi, good evening, everybody. How are you? Okay, so I'm Georgina, married, mother of four. I've been growing with Yawa since last year when we met. And I just always thank God for bringing me her way. It has been a wonderful growth journey for me. Um, to be able to learn much more about myself and who I'm becoming, who I want to become. And it has been a great journey to be able to interact with all these wonderful women along the journey, some who I think I started with and are still on it with me. And as one of the ladies said, I like the way that I have been growing over the period, and I see the changes in myself. Where beginning when I started last year, it was very difficult for me to be honest, true to myself. I would say one thing and come up with all sorts of excuses to avoid the targets that I'd set for myself, things that I had put down to do. But by God's grace, some projects that I had wanted to do, I've been able to start, and I see myself moving in a direction that makes me very happy. And I think some of the things that I was holding on to, things I have been able to let go of, and I think it has been a weight that has been lifted off me, over the period. And I just thank God for Elevate. I thank God for Yawa and all. She speaks of you all the time. So I thank God for you as well. So thank you and God bless you.
Thank you, Georgina. So on your name thing, it says Gina. Do you prefer to be called Georgina or Gina?
Gina is fine,
Gina,
please.
yeah. All right.
Thank you.
And what do you do? What's your work?
Okay, I used to be in banking, but now I am a supplier. I'm in business. So I do logistics and supplies with some companies here in Ghana. And I have a project which is called the Anna Project, which also we handle women and children and support them. Right now, we're in the process of setting up a fund to be able to help people get back on their feet. And then it's a fund so that once they are able to get that on their feet, they pay back into the fund to be able to help other people. So that is what we do at the moment. And I'm also doing a joint venture with my sister where we do healthy eating. It's also something that had been on my heart forever. And I think being on this journey has just pushed me, and God has also opened the opportunity for us to actually move into that, which we have started with a restaurant that we started it, I think, 2 months ago. So we are promoting gluten-free, healthy eating, just taking much better care of ourselves.
Wow. That's
Yes.
really, really wonderful. And
Yes.
I'm thinking, as you're speaking, I'm thinking I have a client right now who is a banker in the States, and she is really passionate about the very same things that you are. And what we talk about a lot is her desire to see the banking world recognize the opportunity in these other groups if they would only open their doors and make things better, and create ways to support these marginalized communities. Like, it would work for the banks too. So she's developing a message to try and get that message through to the banks. I'm excited about the duality of you, so the banker of you and the humanitarian you. Like, that's what banking world really needs now more than ever. Like, the banking world really needs to see the opportunity in taking a look at how to serve these people more powerfully. So I'm excited that you're there. I'm excited that in all that you're saying. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank
Thank
you. Thank
you.
you. So we've heard from Ruthie, we've heard from Ekua, we've heard from Gina, Amma, is it Amma? And Anita.
I think Amma typed hers in the chat.
Hmm? Oh, and Amma's in the chat, yeah. Is Anita here?
Yes, I'm here.
Hello, beautiful woman. Thank you for putting your camera
So
on.
my name is my name is Anita. I am a mother of three, and I work with the central bank. And I joined Elevate about 3 months ago, and I'm learning a lot from this group, and I'm really enjoying my presence here. Thank
Wonderful.
you.
Thank you. Again, another banker. So again, ditto. I'm really excited that you're here. Thank you.
Thank you.
So did somebody say Amma was in the chat? Let me see. Nana Amma. Yes. Public health professional based in the US. Great to meet you, Dion. Great to meet you too. Hope maybe we can get a glimpse of your beautiful face before we end the session today. But is that everybody? Have I missed anyone? Okay, I think that's everyone. So here we are in December. I don't know about your part of the world, but here in the UK and here in the West, December it's all about to go down, holidays, work's winding down, people are getting ready to celebrate the holidays. And by this time next month, we'll be in January 2026. Oh, I don't know about you, but I can't work out where the time has gone. It has really whizzed by. And you know what comes with January, right? It's a resolution season. So everybody's making their wish list, they're writing their dreams and their visions and their goals, and they're making resolutions, and then they're decreeing and declaring what 2026 will be like for them. So before we get going today, I'd really love for you to take a moment just to think about this time last year. Go back to this time last year and think about where you were heading into resolution season. Think about where you were, what your hopes were, what your dreams were, what your resolutions were, what your goals and your aims and your objectives were. Just think about what were you planning for 2025, and then just take a moment to reflect back and ask yourself, how did I do? How did I do with that? We've heard from some of you already about the fact that Elevate has made so much difference. But just generally speaking, have a look back and see how you think you did. In fact, I'd love for you to put, like, if 0 was like none of what I said has come to pass, then give yourself a 0. And if 10 is, oh my God, everything I decreed and declared has come to pass. I'm where I said I would be. I'm doing what I said I would do. I'm feeling how I said I would feel. It's all amazing. That would be a 10. So just put in the chat for me where you think you are. Zero to 10. Ah, well done, Rufy. 7. Good. Yes, Anita. 4. I hear you. 6. Yeah, 3. Yeah, I see. So we've got varying degrees, haven't we? Got varying degrees of come to passness of come to passness. And you know, that's not unusual. You're not on your own, because today I was listening to somebody speak about fail February. Fail February. It's a coin that they had coined. It's a phrase that they had coined, and they were really referring to the evidence, the scientific evidence, the data that suggests that despite all of the hullabaloo and the enthusiasm that we make in January, by early on in February, I think it's like the second week in February, research and the data shows that most people have already fallen off the wagon, have already diverted from the road that they said they were going down in 2020, in the new year, right? And this is why I'm really excited about today's session about recalibrating, because, you know, I've been thinking to myself, why? Why is it that we have these dreams, we have these goals, we have these aspirations? Why is it that we have these intentions and we really mean it, but so many of us don't make it? So many of us don't just abandon those to and get busy with life again, that so that we don't end up being where we said that we would be. We don't end up doing what we said we would do. We don't end up experiencing what we dreamt we would be experiencing. And I've been wondering, you know, why don't more of us walk out our dreams? And, you know, I have this theory that I don't know if you'll agree with it or not, but I asked myself the question, could it be that we are so out of alignment with the part of us that knows how to get there? So out of alignment with the part of us that is wise, that knows the way that we should take. So out of alignment with the part of us that has what it takes to go the distance, to reach the goal, to experience what we said we wanted to. You know, in my work, I work with incredible powerhouse women like Yawa. You know, I like, my clients are exceptionally, I say that I work with the preeminent world changing women of the world. And in my work, when I work so up close with these women, over the years, I've gotten a glimpse into our collective experience. And what I see is how easy it can be to get out of alignment with our most powerful, our wisest, highest selves. You know, I like to say that we're leading from an uncalibrated sense of self, an uncalibrated sense of self. We're out of alignment with our highness. You know, if you know my work any at all, you will have heard me say over and over again, I know Yawa has, that identity, self-perception is complex. You know, that word I, when we say I, you know, not all that word, not when we say I, we're not always talking about the same person, that there are many versions of us. So when we say I, there's so much that that could mean. We're pointing to all kinds of versions about myself. And I've been developing a beautiful calibration practice. But before we start, I just want you to think about how complicated that word I is, how complicated it is to when you say I, do you have this sense that that sometimes you're speaking about the powerful you, sometimes you're speaking from the sad you, or the failed you, or the excited you, or that there's all kinds of versions of ourselves. And that's what I really want you to think about today. For simplicity's sake, I tend to group the I's into two groups, right? So one, when we say I like to think of her as a higher nature. I call her queen. I call her queen. She's the high part of us. And the other aspect of us, when we say I call her little leader. I call her the little me, the disempowered me, the lower natured me. So let me spend a minute just telling you the difference between the two I's, okay? Queen, I love Queen. I talk a lot about Queen. This is a part of us that is driven to lead, to rule, to take responsibility. She is a genuine initiator. She's the part of us that is made in the image and the likeness of God. She's seated in heavenly places. She's almost otherworldly. She's divine. She's made in divine image. She's self-accepting. She sources her value internally. She's not looking outside for people to tell her who she is. She's looking internally for her sense of self. And she knows that all things are possible. She knows that all things are already done. She's limitless. I love that word. She's infinite. She's eternal. She's she is she is she moves towards things. She wants something, she goes for it. She's not lacking. She's abundant. She leads from abundance, and she creates from her being. She creates from her being. She's creative, and she's like her papa. She's like God, who is the ultimate creator. She is at one with God. She's seated heavenly in high places. There is no separation between her and God. Her and God are together, and there's nothing that can separate that. And she knows that. And she sees in the spirit. She's a spiritual being as well as an intelligent one. She experiences safety because of her highness. And so she's free to create whatever it is that she wants. She moves with ease. She moves with grace. She's inspired to take action. She's an initiator. I hope you can recognize this aspect of you, because she is you. We have this high nature, and I love to call her queen. You might have other names for her, but I wonder if you recognize that this is you. Do you recognize yourself in this description? I hope so, because there is another side of us, isn't there? The side that's not so sure. I call her little leader. And this little leader is our lower nature self. So this little leader, she's the part of us that's been programmed. You know, she was born into this world to those parents in that country, and she's raised by that culture. She's been taught the rules of the game. She knows, she's been taught who she is, and she's been taught what she's capable of, and she's been taught what she can go for and what she can't, what's right and what's wrong. She's been well shaped by this world of ours and her corner in it, and she's driven to adapt and to survive. She's driven to prove her worth, to prove her gain. You know who I'm talking about, right? She's a follower instead of the leader that like Queen is. She follows the cues of her society. She toes the line. She creates within the confines of the dominant voices. And she's self-measuring the whole time. She's comparing herself. The way that she knows if she's all right is externally. She looks externally for cues about whether she's doing okay or not. She really her value is determined by what's going on with other people and what's going on in society. And it's according to ability. Like, she judges herself according to her ability. She's restricted and bound by circumstances. And she operates largely from fear, you know. Fear drives her. Whereas faith drives Queen, fear drives Little Leader. And whereas Queen is moving for something, Little Leader tends to want to just try and get away from things. So she's motivated to not her actions are about making sure that something doesn't happen, or that she's moving away from that. Whereas Queen is moving towards, she's moving away from. She leads from scarcity, she leads from lack, and she creates where Queen creates by being Queen. Little Leader creates by doing. She's the hard worker. She's the pusher. She's the one that puts her shoulder to the plow. She's the grinder. That's her primary way of creating. She reacts to what's going on outside of her. She follows the norms. She is led by her senses. Whereas Queen is led by the spirit, Little Leader is led by what she can see with her senses, what she can feel, what she remembers, what she's learned, and what she's been programmed with. She's risk averse. She doesn't like danger. She can't afford to fail. Little Leader can't afford to fail because she's so busy surviving. And that I can't afford to fail is what drives her. She's busy keeping herself safe. And she's a hustler, she's a striver, she's an efforter. And I wonder if there's anybody in this room that can recognize this aspect of herself. Anybody? I want you to think about these two aspects of ourselves. Like I said, I've oversimplified it just so that we can, get the picture. But this is why our topic today is so wise and so important, because if we're going to lead from our uncalibrated self, we're going to keep getting the things that uncalibrated Little Leader gets. And before we get into the resolution friendly, I want us to think about how we can recalibrate and how we can get back to and set ourselves and align ourselves with our highness, our queen nature. It's so easy to fall into that default way of being, that what I'm calling for us to do at this time of recalibration is to reset. That's what recalibration means. I know that you know this because you've been looking at this word for a few weeks now. But you think about what recalibration means. It means to reset. It means to go back to the right setting. It means to be realigned, to be rebalanced. It talks about measurements. It's about being in the right scale, in the right measurement, in the right flow, in getting back to the right level. And I want to suggest that your right level is your highness. Like the results that you want in your leadership, the results that you want in your life are inevitable when you start to walk and live and lead by your highness, your queen. So I've created this really beautiful recalibration practice. I really believe that it was divinely given to me, that as I have been called to step up and step out in my own leadership, in my own life, I have had to learn that the importance of recalibration, the importance of setting myself back to my highness, because we've been talking about how easy it is to fall back into that lower nature self. I've learned that the key to reach, going the distance, to winning the race, to finding ourselves at the finish line, to going where we said we we're going to go, to achieving what we said we were going to do, is to recalibrate, continuously recalibrate to our higher selves. And so this practice that I'm going to share with you is really near and dear to my heart. It's given to me, I think, divinely. And I'm going to share it with you. But before I do, I want to tell you a few stories, just a couple stories. And the first story is about this earring, this particular earring. I bought this pair of earrings for my mum when I was about 18. It was one of my very first pay packets. I bought them. They're 18 karat gold earrings, and they're really special. I bought them for my mum as a way of just showing her how much I love her. And one day after I gave them to her, we went to Jamaica. Like, we're from Jamaica, and I asked her if I could wear her earrings to the beach. I don't know what I was thinking, but you can see I like earrings, and so I wore my mum's earrings to the beach. And my plan wasn't to go into the ocean with the earrings in. I was planning on taking them out, but I completely forgot. So I went into the sea, and I was swimming, and just like, really there were some guys around, so I was trying to impress them, and just having a good time in the water. And then I decided to do backstroke. So I flipped over onto my back, and I remember pulling my arm like this to swim, and I hit the earring out of my ear, and it went down into the water. I frantically scuttled to my feet and started wading around in the water, trying to find this earring, but it was really, really rough seas. The water was so choppy. The seabed was all up in the water. There was zero visibility, and I was flailing around trying to find the earring. I was really worried, like my heart was beating really fast. They're my mum's earrings, and I just wanted to find it so badly. Well, some of the guys that were watching, they decided that they were going to come and find out what was going on, because they must have saw me looking quite weird in the water. So they came over and said, "What's wrong?" And I said, my earring's gone. So there was all of us, like, for about 20 minutes, we're just like feeling around in the water trying to find this earring, and none of us could find it. And eventually one of the guys held me by the shoulder and said, "Babes, the earring is gone. Forget about the earring. You're not going to find that now. That's been the water was so rough." He said, "That's gone now. Forget about it." I was really, really sad. And I got out of the water, and I rang my mum and said, "Mum, I've lost your earring." And she said, "Don't worry, love, it's just an earring." Or, we were sad about it, but, it's not the end of the world. "Are you okay?" "Yes, I'm okay," blah, blah, blah. So she said to me, just enjoy yourself at the beach, and I'll see you tonight. So I thought I'd try, I dried myself off. I lay in the sand. We read books, we talked, we ate, we drank, we had a lovely afternoon. But all the time that we were there, I was feeling this ache in my heart about this earring. And it started to get dark, and our driver said, "Come on, it's time to go, because it's getting dark now." It gets dark really quickly. I know that it's the same in Africa, but, like, in Jamaica, like, it's almost like it's daytime one minute, it's nighttime the next minute. So he said, "Come on, let's go." So I got up to put my clothes on, and then I heard this voice on the inside of me, and the voice said, "Go and get your earring. Go and get your earring." It felt so loud. It felt so loud in here. And so I just ignored it, carried on getting dressed. And then I heard it again. "Go and get your earring." So I took my clothes off, and I started walking towards the water. And I could hear the driver going, "No, babes, no, we got to get out of here now. We've got to go." And I thought, I'm going to go in the water. I just felt compelled to go in the water. So my family did not know what was going on. And they were saying to me, "Come on, Dion, we've got to go." But I just carried on walking into the water. I walked until I was on my tippy toes, and I couldn't walk anymore. And then I stopped. And I remember putting my hands up like this to my face and looking down in the water, which was now crystal clear. It was crystal clear water. The choppiness had gone, and there was my earring. It was just like this in the water. It was standing up doing this little dance. I had to dive in. I pulled it out, and here was my earring. I went, oh my God, I held it up like this. And everybody was like this, oh my God. There was such a lot of like everybody, no one could believe it. No one could believe it. I couldn't believe it. I thought about this so much for years. I still think about it to this day because I experienced a voice on the inside of me that told me what to do, that knew the time, the space, the place, that knew how, that knew what I should do and told me. I encountered this voice before, but this was like mind-blowing. I'm telling you this story because this mind-blowing voice lives on the inside of you too. And I believe is a very critical part of our going the distance, knowing the way to go, understanding how, what, where, when. This voice lives on the inside of you. Any recalibration must be to this voice. We must be resetting, re-establishing the alignment with this voice. And like I said earlier on, the world that we live in is so busy, so loud, so noisy, so full of cacophony that sometimes it can get drowned out, can't it? This inner voice, this guider, this tutor that we have living on the inside of us. I want to tell you another quick story because it's really going to help us with recalibration. This happened years and years ago. I want to say like maybe 2000 and what would I say? 2005, somewhere around there. 2005. I was working, like many of you, working in the public sector. I was a director in local government. It was such a stressful job. I really struggled to be there. Like, you know, it was such a toxic environment. You know the score. All the bureaucracy, the toxicity, the culture, the cliques, you know, all of that stuff. I was really dealing with it. I was exhausted for about a year. And one evening I got home from work, I dropped my bag, kicked my shoes off, and I curled up on the sofa and I just fell asleep. I fell asleep into such a deep sleep, and it was about 3 a.m. in the morning when I woke up and realized that I'd fallen asleep from work. And I just thought to myself, oh my gosh, I've got to get up at 7 o'clock in the morning. I need to get to bed. And so I got myself up. I stretched like this, and I said, right, let's get to bed. Halfway up the stairs, as I'm walking up the stairs to go to my bed, I think to myself, I should check my email. It's a strange thought, but I just thought, yeah, I think I should check my email. So I turn and I walk back down the stairs. I walk into the living room, get my laptop, open it up, and I go into my inbox, and I see that there 2 minutes ago, my sister had just sent me an email. I said, what the heck? Why is my sister sending me an email at 3 o'clock in the morning? So I call her. I say, Dee? She said, Dion? I said, yeah. She goes, oh, she started crying. I said, Denise, what's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? She could hardly get the words out. It took her ages to tell me what had happened. At that time, my sister did not have a relationship with God. but she was going through a really challenging time in her life. And she decided that she was going to pray a prayer. And she said, God, if you're real, get my sister to call me now. Get my sister to call me now. I need my sister. Get her to call me now. And 2 minutes later, her phone rang and it was me. That's not a made-up story. That actually happened. And again, I thought about it for so long. I still think about it. Because the thing that really sticks out for me in that whole experience is what happened as I was walking up the stairs. As I was walking up the stairs, I heard myself say to myself, go check your email. There was no opening of the heavens and angelic beings with trumpets saying, thus saith the Lord, go and check your email. No, nothing like that. It was just a thought that I had in my own head, from my own belly, from my own self. I said to myself, go and check your email. It was in retrospect that I get to see what a move of God that checking was. Are you with me? I'm telling you this story because I want you to know that what we have to recalibrate to is a realization that there's a part of us that speaks, that thinks, that moves, and it feels like it's me moving. It feels like it's you moving. It feels like it's your own faculty, it's your own mind, your own mouth, your own head, your own body. It feels like you, but it's a move of God. I'm telling you this ahead of us doing our recalibration practice tonight. I'm telling you this because we need to recalibrate to the us that knows the way, that knows how, that knows when, that knows where, that knows the moment, that knows when it's not the right time, that knows. You see? That when we're talking about recalibration, we're talking about recalibrating to a part of us, our highness, that is so powerful, that has a completely different operating system from the little us. That has power, is at one with power, is led by power, is called to lead. This is the recalibration that we need to be really focused on. And just one more thing before we go into the practice. I want us to understand that as we, that voice that said to me, go get your earring, and that voice that said, go check your email, I wasn't trying to figure anything out. Can you see? I wasn't scratching my head going, how do I do, what do I do? What do I do? Or how do I do it? I wasn't trying to do that. I was just open. And therefore I received. I was just opened, and therefore it's a posture in this recalibration practice that we're about to go into. I want you to know that there's a posture where you can start trying to figure things out, or you can just trust that things can come to you, that your high self, that your God self, that your spirit self can speak to you, can show you great and mighty things that you don't yet know. And it's this voice that we want to recalibrate to. So just to re-emphasize, I think the recalibration process is the resetting of ourselves. It's like the gathering of all of us, all the different me's, coming into oneness with my queen, who's at one with the all that there is. Can you see the picture of this oneness, this power pose, this power posture of being at one with yourself and at one with God, all of you in all of God as one now? I'm so excited by this. So let's give it a go. Let's give our recalibration process, practice a go. Remembering the story of the earrings, remembering the story of my sister at 3 o'clock in the morning, remembering this posture of openness and working on to openness to receive rather than trying to logically figure it out. Let's give it a go. I'm really excited to share this with you. Like I said, I think this has been divinely given to me, this process, this practice. And I really hope that you'll take away from it the fundamentals and really make this practice your own, because I think that this is where it's at. This recalibration to this high you is where it's at for going the distance, for reaching our goals, for surpassing our goals, and to and becoming the leaders that we are here and born to be. So what I want you to do now is I want you to just fiddle around in your seat and make yourself really, really comfortable. Really comfortable. I want you to take a deep breath, feel the ground beneath your feet. I want you to feel the chair holding your weight. I want you to breathe in deeply and feel the breath expand your belly. And exhale, just fill your body with great oxygen that's been freely provided for you. And again. What we're going to do now is gather ourselves, all of you. Bring yourself together, all the different I's, all the different me's, the past you, the present you, the you that you're becoming. Have you ever seen her? Bring her, gather yourself together. All of you. Your high achieving you, the you in your marriage, the you in your home, the work you, the sad you, the happy you, the deeply unsatisfied you, the insatiable you, the you that failed, that made that mistake, the foolish you, the you that succeeds and wins. Gather yourself, all of you, just in your mind's eye, however you do this, whatever that looks like for you, you bring yourself together, all of you. I want you to see that all the different yous, they are one. I want you to see that all of you is real. All of you is worthy of your love. The warrior, the lover, the fun-loving you, the serious you, the hurt you. All of you is one, worthy of your love. I invite you to gather yourself, however that looks for you. Just be gathering yourself, the forgotten you. There's some parts of you you just banished to the back, like David, just banished out there. She's an embarrassment. She's not good. She's not like everybody else. She's not. Bring her, gather her. This recalibration requires you to gather all of you. The you that you chose to abandon, the you that you always send out in front to represent you. Yeah, you bring her too. That's it. All of you coming together in any way that makes sense to you in your thinking. You are all worthy of your acknowledgement and your love. I want you to notice what it feels like to accept that this is all of you, that all of you is one, to be one with yourself. Feel what it feels like to be one with yourself. Notice that you've never not been together. Notice how the separation was an illusion. Notice how the separation was an illusion. Breathe in appreciation of oneness with yourself. Welcome yourself back together again. No arguments, no animosity, just deep acknowledgement that you are one. If your mind is wandering, just bring it back and continue to gather yourself. Check that you haven't left any part of you out. Now I want you to expand your awareness and see that there is another you. Sovereign you. She's queen. She's the you that is seated on the throne, the queen you. She's the one that's made in the image and the likeness of God. See that all of you is in her. All of you is in her. All of her is in you. Surrounded by and covered by her majesty. Can you see that? What does that look like to you? She's the you that God made. And you are one with her. She's powerful. She's wise. She's unafraid. She knows who she is. She knows why she's here. She is a distinct expression of the Father's love. She is unique. She's called. She's chosen. She is your highness, and you are one with her. She is one with you. Now, all of you are one, and I really want you to notice what that feels like. What do you see? What do you perceive? I want you to breathe deeply into the oneness of you. If your mind wanders, don't worry, just bring it back and see the oneness. Now, with your next breath, I want you to expand again, and I want you to see that you are surrounded by a thick, awesome presence. I want you to feel it. I want you to sense it. I want you to perceive it. That you are integrated and you are one with God. His light, His Spirit, His Word, Jesus, whoever, just God in His fullness. God in His fullness. You are surrounded by Him. He is one. You are one. You are in Him. He is in you. As one. Now. Every fiber of your being. You are at one. I want you to perceive the closeness. Breathe in the warmth of His love. Feel the weight of His power. I want you to explore this place of oneness. And breathe. Because in Him we live and move and have our being. In Him there's no darkness. There's only light, only love, only power. And you're consumed, covered, held by this power. Take that in. All of you in all of Him as one. You see, it's from this place that you are able to know things It's from this place that you are able to be guided. It's from this place that you can trust your voice. It's from this place that there's trust, there's hope, there's guidance, there's truth, there's love. Always. It's from this place. Very good. So when you can, I want you to open your eyes if they're closed, and I want you to grab your pen and I want you to grab a notebook so that you can make notes. And I'm going to ask you these 4 questions that, well, they're not really questions. I'll tell you what I want you to do. I want you to put yourself in that posture we were talking about earlier on, and just trust that in this place of at-one-ment, you can receive ideas and insights. You can receive the truth of who you are. You can receive insights, divine insights. And the invitation is for you to receive. The invitation is for you to trust that this is divine. Trust that this is coming from this high place, and practice trusting this. So we're going to practice trusting this now. I want you to write on the first line of your page, this is your sovereign voice. This is your sovereign voice. And this is what you came here to tell the world. And then just write what comes. This is your sovereign voice. And this is what you came here to tell the world. It's speaking to you. It's you speaking to you. It's God speaking to you. Write what you hear. Trust what you hear. This is what you came here to tell the world. Just let it flow. Trust the voice. This is what you came to tell the world. Yes, this is what you came here to tell the world. Just let it flow. Just trust it. No monitoring, no editing. Just allow it to come. This is what you came here to tell the world. Just another minute with this one. You're bringing that sentence to a close. Okay. Next, I want you to write, this is your sovereign voice speaking. And this is why your message is needed in your world. This is why your message is needed in your world. No editing, no scripting, just allow it to flow. Be in receiving mode. This is why your message is needed. Another 30 seconds or so for this one. You can always come back to it. Okay. Next one. This is your sovereign voice. And this is what happens in your world when you don't bring the message and live your truth. This is what happens in your world when you don't bring your message and live your truth. Let the insights bubble up and then you just capture it in the pen. This is what happens in your world when you don't bring your message and live your truth. This is what happens in your world when you don't bring your message and you don't live your truth. All right. Last one. This is your sovereign voice. And this is the transformation you bring to your world when you show up from this high place. This is your sovereign voice. And this is the transformation that you bring to your world when you show up from this high place. This is a transformation you bring to your world when you show up from this high place. See the transformation that you bring to your world when you show up from this high place. Just one more minute on this. Okay, bring that sentence to a close. The invitation now is for you to just spend a minute or so just reading through what you wrote. Thinking about that experience. Anybody care to, first of all, share what that experience was like? What your thoughts are? I'd love to see more of your faces if possible. Gina, how was that?
Wow. It was very intense, and I was quite surprised that I felt so much emotion. And I think when I was gathering myself, the many, many different parts of me, it's like right from my childhood, I could see myself gathering myself from throughout the years in the various roles I've played. I've played, and all the years of my life, I could literally see myself picking me. It's like seeing myself again over the years. And I think I felt there was some tears that I could feel welling up within me. And, I was like, oh, wow, I couldn't believe it. And then to be able to move and see myself as queen, and I am still that same person. And I'm all of those experiences, all of those years, all of that comes together into who I am for me to be able to see how the various aspects of me all relate into what I am doing, what I am to do. So it's like I saw myself telling myself that no, it's not time for you to cry. It's for you to see how you have come through all of these things of life. And you are still here. You are still there to be able to continue and do all that you are supposed to do. So don't look down on yourself and feel that no, you are not queen. Yes, you are the queen. Yeah. So it was quite amazing. Thank you.
How was the writing? What came through? Did you manage to write anything down?
I did.
Want to share anything or not?
Yeah, I'll share. So my sovereign voice, this is what you came here to tell the world. And what I wrote is that God is real. He loves me. Tell others about me. All I want them to do, I have already provided. I have already provided the answers, but they are not seeing me. There's too much noise, too much competition, too much looking at other people. You've left me out of the picture. Let me back in. You have always wanted to be a channel of blessing. Do it for me, relying on me and not on anyone else. I will do it. Yeah, that is what I wrote down for.
Wonderful, wonderful. Keep going, okay? Keep going with this. It's a practice. That
Mm,
means we have to practice.
yeah.
And this recalibration practice, I call it the throne room. There's a protocol for entering the throne room, and I enter daily. It's like those of us that are called to lead at such a time as this can't not go, can't not do this. Thank you. Thank you for sharing, Gina. Rufy, I can see you. Do you want to share?
Sure. I think it's similar to the term Gina used, intense, but at the same time, I would say liberating for me. I think just that acknowledgement that all these bits and pieces make up me. So that ability to face my true self and not shy away from all the things that have got me to where I am today. So I think actually it was also to some extent very spiritual. I think it might sound weird for some, but it felt really like this, almost like an out of body experience, if I can put it that way. I can't quite, tangibly define it. Um, but I think it's something that I certainly want to keep practicing because, to be honest with you, I've been struggling for the past week. I actually feel like this moment was for me in so many ways because I was questioning, when people say they heard God speak to them, and I always, in my mind, I'm like, there has to be this hoo-ha moment. You're like, ooh, God spoke. And I've always, wondered, what does it mean, God speaking to you? And now I'm actually realizing the fact that I said it's liberating is because it's like God has been speaking to me all along,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's just I've never actually been in that place or that moment of quiet shutting out the noise and
Yeah.
actually realizing it's God, because maybe I expected some special thing to happen, like you
Yeah.
said, the trumpet, right? But it's actually, I mean, honestly, I have some really profound examples. Like just 2 days ago, I was walking, and usually when I'm walking, it's kind of like a prayer walk. And a thought came to mind. I thought about this guy who I met on the plane a few weeks ago. He works for a certain organization. And when I got to my room, I'm like, oh, let me just look up this organization, their careers page.
Uh-huh.
And boom, there's this role, which I'm like, this is the perfect fit for me, and I need to apply for it, right? But at that time, it didn't register that this is a God moment, right? Because I expected the noise and the drama. But but now I'm realizing actually this is how it's like your earring thing. Yeah. But anyway, to give others a chance, maybe I could just quickly mention. So I was looking, I think when I was doing the whole, let me call it the reflection, meditating, in this moment, I was writing more like referring to myself as you. So third
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Good. Yeah.
So, so what came for me was you're born for more. You're a trailblazer. You're a world leader. There is a fountain of life within you, and it will bring hope to many. It will resurrect dead situations where other people have been hopeless and rejected. You will rise mightily and make a difference in lives. You're a leader full of might and influence. Yeah, thank
Ooh, the
you.
powerful words there. Powerful words there. This is the practice, so you got to keep practicing. But I hear influence in dead situations. Like this is very powerful. Like what dead situation and what your particular brand of influence looks like, I don't know yet. But you
Yeah.
see the leading. You see that it wants to be revealed to you that
Amen.
there is a divine vested interest in you receiving this insight, in you receiving this awareness.
Indeed.
My sheep know my voice. That means that we have to be following. We have to be pressing in. I say entering in. We have to prioritize attuning to the way that the voice presents to us. It is a critical leadership strategy at such a time as this, when we don't know the way to go, when people are crying and dying and suffering as a direct and an indirect result of how we do business, of how we lead organizations and industries and fields. And we need leaders right now who are going to rise up and know the way to go, know what to do. This requires our ear attuned. This requires consistent recalibration to our highness. I'm so excited about who you are. I want you to learn to trust this voice. It's like you trust, it begins to reveal more. Trust, it begins to reveal more. Trust, it begins to reveal more. I'm so excited for you. Thank you for playing full out, Ruthie. Anybody else? Nobody else want to talk to me? I want to say that you are powerful. You are powerful and you are here to do great things in our world at such a time as this. The whole earth, you'd have to be living at the bottom of the ocean in a cave somewhere to not understand that the whole earth is groaning. And it's a leadership issue. There needs to be the uprising of an influential new breed who knows what to do, who knows what time it is, what's required, who can function in high ways to impact in high ways. Life is short. In this resolution season, let recalibration, to your highness, be at the root of your resolutions and your goal settings and your visioning and your decreeing and declaring for 2026. The time is now for you. There's no more time to waste. But you're not doing it on your own. You have access to this wisdom. We have been taught to distrust this wisdom, especially in the marketplace. We have been taught to undermine this wisdom and go the way that you're expected and programmed and taught to go. Can you see why this recalibration practice must become your daily practice? I hope we get a chance to talk more at some other time, but I'm sending you with love and cheers and excitement and all the different things that you're doing in our world. We really need you. We really need you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dion. Thank you.
Yawa, you here? Is Yawa gone?
Yes, she seems to be off now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so any final words before we end the call? Everybody good? Any questions?
No questions, just profound gratitude. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I think as you were the last comment you made about not conforming to what is expected of you, just brought back the scripture of how the wind blows and you don't know the direction it's going to go next.
Yes,
So
yeah.
I think that was just ringing within my spirit that is how we are, because God is guiding us and speaking to us. We move in line with what he directs us to do, not what is expected and norm, but we move depending on where he is directing us to go. So God bless you. Thank you.
Yes. All right, ladies. Thank you. I would love to hear my email address. I'll ask Yawa to give you my email address. I'd love to hear how this is unfolding, how it's developing. I'd love for you to stay in touch. Yawa, you stay close to Yawa. Stay close to Yawa. Whatever she's selling, buy it, because she's the real deal. She's the real deal. And your development is her heartbeat. Your growth as a leader and a woman and a change maker is why she's on planet Earth. So stay close. Okay? See you later.
We will. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.